Greetings, this is Magic the Gathering Digest, and I am Brandon. So today we are going to be going through our shipping practices. I want to kind of get everybody up to speed on what I do, what I prefer. A lot of people use tape and things like that to ship. I normally don't do that. I don't have a thermal printer right now for labels, so orders over, I think, $50 have to be sent with tracking on TcgPlayer. So basically I'm going to show you what it's like to ship on TcgPlayer, because that's what I sell on. I only sell on TcgPlayer. I have done it for a few years, just kind of selling things here and there whenever I found something worth value that I wasn't going to play, or I knew I wasn't going to play, or I just needed money, or I wanted to sell something to get something else. And I've done well doing things like that, buying certain things at a lower price and then selling them for a higher price. So I do practice in a little bit of arbitrage, but back to the shipping. So as for shipping, we have our shipping set on TcgPlayer at 99 cents. I just think that it leaves in a lot more customers into the cart optimizer than where it would leave them out. I feel like if you go up to $1.27 or something like that, it just doesn't work out the same way. And I feel like you can have your items listed a little higher if it's a 99-cent shipping rather than $1.27, because they factor that into the cost of the card normally. So if you have $1.27 factored in, it's going to make all of your cards cheaper, essentially. But I've also I've thought about going the route of free shipping. I'm not sure. I haven't actually did that. We haven't really done that. We just became a pro seller, so that's kind of news for us. We just applied for it and we got it, so we can quick list things, and I think we can use an I'm not exactly sure, but you can basically use an algorithm to price your stuff. But as for shipping, so shipping, you'll charge what you charge. So it's 99 cents. I think what it actually costs me to ship it is about 92 cents. So I do lose out on shipping. But like I said, it keeps me in the cart optimizer, because they also throw you a 30-cent fee in TcgPlayer. But I really think that I don't get a lot of the orders that are just low ball stuff that I don't make a profit on. So for the most part, I feel like my shipping's kind of set where it comes to. So it's 92 cents plus the 30 cents. So that's what, $1.22. So $1.22 to ship is basically what it costs me. So if I'm not charging at least 25 cents per card at a base floor, I'm not making any money. I think 25 cents is probably the right base floor for me, but I do have things that are listed down to 10 cents for sure, just because I feel like I really don't get a lot of the orders where it's just one of those. I feel like those are always just thrown in with whoever's making their deck in the deck optimizer. But also, so you got that part, and you gotta have your practices in a way that you're gonna be able to keep up with shipping. Shipping is not terribly intuitive, easy, what you think it is. So, I mean, there's things to learn about shipping. So, like I said, if I ship above a $50 order, it comes pirate shipping is the people I use. So, pirate shipping tracking is what I use for the big orders. Now, your main orders, I just don't track the orders. Most, if not all of my orders really come back correct. I don't have a lot of high-end orders, so I haven't had orders where it's really been above $100, so I don't know what that's like, if that has been risk reward, if people mess around. I'm not sure, but I feel like for the most part, if you ship something, it gets there. Now, as far as having materials for your shipping, I calculate, basically you calculate how many you have of the item by how much you paid for it, so how much you paid for it by how much you have. And you calculate that all, you break it all down. I buy it off of Amazon basically for all my shipping stuff. I think that's just the best prices I've seen. So for an envelope, we use a 6 3/4 envelope. I'm covering this right here because it has my address. So we got a 6 3/4, which I think is my preferred size. Let me know let me know in the comments if you have a different preferred size, but I think 6 3/4 works very well for me, especially the way I ship. But I haven't had orders where it was above 9 cards, and I feel like everyone says if it's above 9 cards, it'll be too thick, so you need to separate them out. Like, crap, showed my address. But anyways, so if you have more than 9 cards, you need to separate it out and basically into 2 stacks. So a stack of cards here, a stack of cards there, and then, but I haven't actually had that yet, even though I do have that, almost 5,000 cards listed now, and I've been listing today too, so I'm listing more. But so what is that? But anyways, so yeah, I 6 3/4 with a window here. I like to drop the address of my customers into this window. So I actually cut the papers. Now normally I'll print out all the orders of the day at the same time, and then I'll take a stack of papers and I'll take it over to my slicer and I'll cut them, and I'll show you that here in a second. But I cut them so I can basically drop the customer's information in this window, so I never have to write out their information. Also, for my address, I don't have it written out either. I use this stamper right here where I just stamp all of them. Now, I've seen where a lot of people print it out or something on. Now, I know if you're using a label, it doesn't matter anyways. You're just, using whatever you do for your label. But I use this stamper, and I feel like it works fast. I feel like it's efficient. I always got, and if I don't have a stack, I'll just take 5 minutes to make a stack of envelopes that have my address on them. So I'm never writing addresses. Writing addresses takes a long time and will bog you down more than you know. But, getting a stamper, it was $15 for the stamper. That came with the extra, maybe it came with the extra thing, the extra ink. Maybe not, I'm not sure. It was like $10 to $15. So it wasn't that expensive, and I think it was a huge time saver, and the windows as well. The windows, everything, ever since I've gotten this and the stamper, things have been working real well. But now, as far as wrapping our cards, so we use a penny sleeve. We got a little penny sleeve. Then we got this and the penny sleeve. We'll put the card backwards, that way it will not be able to slide in and out. We use a semi-ridge top loader instead of a regular top loader because it kind of seals at the end and it's really thin. So it goes through any machine that it would need to pretty well. Whereas top loaders get a little funky with that. And if you got a card sliding around the top loader, then it goes through a machine that's already been shaken around, then it gets bent. Whereas if it just stays in place, then it's fine. And besides this, I also wrap it with the order sheet, the other side of the order sheet that I don't use to drop the information in. I use basically the order sheet to wrap it at the end to fill it out and have some padding. Now also, after you have filled the order, you have it all wrapped up, you have it, everything dropped in, you got to put a stamp on it. So you'll need a USPS stamp. Now they come out to about 73 cents each. I haven't found any better ways to purchase stamps besides just the post office, really. I mean, I've seen online, but I haven't really seen anything that looks like, man, that looks like a deal on stamps. I don't know if I'm not looking in the right place, or what I need to do. I don't really know, but that's basically how I do it. Now I'm going to go ahead and print out an order and fill it for you guys. That way, so I go to my orders on the order tab sheet. So we go to orders, and then I go to ship without I hit the ship without tracking button, and then I go print the 10-inch left window single 9.5, basically the one that's for lettered, not the print default. And then I'll go ahead and print that. There goes the printer. I'm not sure if many people are intimidated by the USPS or if they've had much. I feel like much people don't really have a lot of experience with the post office. I mean, definitely not. So you print out a sheet. So this is the back side of the sheet, and this top side right here will be what we drop into the envelope. This bottom side, this bottom part will be what we wrap the card in. Now, go ahead. So yeah, so it has the list of what he's getting, and we'll go ahead and do that. I will show you what I use to cut my paper. Now, I only have to cut the paper because it won't fit in there correctly, but I only have to cut the paper because it won't fit in there in a 6 3/4 correctly. And I just feel like I don't want a big envelope. I don't want a long envelope. I feel like that is a good way to get your cards messed up. It just makes it flimsy on the ends and stuff, so you don't want that. So basically, I got this little cutter here. But yeah, we got a So yeah, let me really kind of wanted to show you what it looked like. If we can angle that down here. Two dashes below the 4, and then we cut it. And then you'll have their information on that, like the cards that they're getting, and then you'll have the paper that you're dropping in there under, but this will be too long, so I'll cut it down even a little bit more. This will be a little harder without being able to see exactly where I normally stop, but it is right there. Cut it down to the 6 3/4. No. No, that should be good. We can drop that right down our 6 3/4. So we'll go ahead and get the envelope. Now, I don't have a pull seal because I couldn't find one that was cheap enough with a window, so it wasn't really advantageous for me to do. This was the best price per window per 6 3/4 that I could find. Now, if I could have the seal, I would, but we haven't seen it. So yeah, we dropped their order right in there. So that's my paper cutter. So yeah, now we've dropped that into the envelope. We got the sheet. Now normally I would have a bunch of sheets like in a stack, like 8 of them, 10 of them, whatever it is. And then I would just start filling the orders. I would keep the envelopes in the, I basically put all the papers in the envelope. I do all the cutting and all that at the beginning. That way I can drop them all in the envelope, keep all the envelopes in the same order, pull and fill the order. Now this one, I need a Throne of Eldraine Crashing Drawbridge and an MH3 Fangs of Colonia. So we will go ahead and find that. We'll do a more in-depth show of my inventory, how I've got it separated, and basically a more show of not just the inventory, but my sealed, what I have sealed, which isn't a lot. It's just some secret layers, really. And then how I keep my lands, where I have all my lands separated out. But anyways, we'll go ahead and fill this. Throne of Eldraine Crashing Drawbridge. So, like I've said before, we have our inventory separated by alphabetically by set and alphabetically within the set. So we have it as alphabetical as it could be, separated between rares and uncommons and commons. I don't know if I'll stay with that if I'm using it as inventory. I've been keeping the certain, like over $1 sleeved. I'm not sure if I'm gonna stay with that because if they're not getting played, if they're not moving around, then they don't really need sleeved. But all right, so we got our Crashing Drawbridge, boop, and then we go get MH3 Fangs of Colonia. So I'll go ahead and show you what I use as a divider to separate my sets. So I've got these little tabs at Walmart. They have these little tabs, so it says MH3 on there. I just use whatever sleeve, and I use an art card. I put the little tab on there, and then, you know, this is the best form of divider that I've came up with so far. So yeah, MH3. And we'll go ahead and show you. So we got Airy Auxiliary. Yeah, so you just have to believe me. It's separated alphabetically. Anyhow, Fangs of Colonia. We got Fangs of Colonia. See, that was quick find. 19 center. 19 center and a 39 center. Comes out to, what, 60 cents. So you got the 30-cent fee. You don't really make a lot here. You make about 20 cents. But, you know, you still make something. You move product that you had, it becomes money, you know, because something that you can transfer basically into something that will probably be a better prospect than just being sitting in your bulk. But yeah, so I'll take these cards, penny sleeve, right like that, and then we will take the semi-ridge, right like this. Now we have it facing down so it can't come out. It can't come out. And it probably won't unless it like really gets like flung crazy. I don't even know. But even to make sure that that doesn't happen, we got our sheet. So I fold it over it just like that. Now, normally I use the edge of a mat to kind of fold it, and then I drop it. Now it seems like maybe this is a slow process, but I'm going through each step by step, trying to explain things along the way. But yeah, now we got their little information, which I didn't use any tape, no tape at all. I feel like it's a lot better to just open your stuff and be able to get it right away. Like, I don't want to be damaging things with tape. I don't want to be ripping things with tape. I don't like tape. But yeah, so we got that in there. We got the card in there. We'll go ahead and seal it. Now, we'll go ahead and seal it. Now we got it all the way done. Well, not all the way done. We got one more thing. We got a stamp. And we put the stamp on it. Now, it probably does seem like this was a long process, and it was to do this one order. But like I said, when I'm doing this, I'm doing all of them at the same time. So the only part that, like, the longest process is really filling the order. I mean, it's still just looking for the card. Like, that's just the longest part, because it's not just looking for the card. It's looking for a few different cards from a few different sets. And, you know, your eyes and your hands can only move so fast. But, yeah, we got our little stamp there. And we're ready to ship that out. Right on out. Now, this order actually had a third card that the customer had requested that we take out and refund them for, because they didn't want that one. I don't know what the deal was, or, you know, whatever. But I was happy to refund them, even though it was nice to have that on there to make the order a little bit more valuable. What can you do? You want the customer to get what they want. Maybe they leave you a good review. that's all you can ask for. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. And normally you'll just get good reviews out of nowhere just because they thought, hey, this was cool, you know, you did a good job. And normally I think I get the good reviews because of how solid and firm the envelopes are and how firm the order feels and just how professional it looks now. I mean, it even got good reviews when I was writing it out, but it looks a lot better just being printed like it is. But I don't know if I have anything else to talk about. Shipping. Anything else with shipping? Anyways, on a last note, I just wanted to tell you guys, don't be intimidated by shipping. Give it a chance. I know kind of going to the post office and doing things that you're not used to doing and asking questions, stuff like that can just be putting you out of your normal comfort zone. But I mean, even if you don't want to do that, there are avenues where you don't gotta see people. You can get the stamps shipped to you. You can really just do it all yourself, but you gotta, not that I use or really even talk to the postman, but sometimes it's nice to be like, hey, you know, is this the best way to be doing this? Could I ship a box like this better? You know, if like, say if you wanted answers, but there's also people online that can tell you how to ship small boxes and things like that. I don't know, in a good way. But like with pirate shipping, so yeah, like I said earlier, with pirate shipping I have no thermal printer, so I actually do use shipping tape to tape the shipping label onto it, and it's a slow process, but I've got all the stuff for it. And you don't really need anything much more than, you know, this is just replaces your envelope, this replaces all this replaces the stamper and the window, basically. Also, I should probably mention that you will need, well, personally the way I do this is I do print papers out to wrap them. So, you know, you have that cost factored in as well. But we use a lot of paper basically for the wrapping of the card and stuff like that. You know, and doing proxies, all kinds of things. So I do have a subscription with Microsoft, whatever, to get ink for so-and-so amount. Now I haven't had a ton of orders where I've had to step it up the membership ladder, but it's cheaper than buying ink. It's just cheaper, and I need a printer for a lot of things. It's a cost that I'm happy to pay. Rather, the printer ink is like $25-50, you know, like it's expensive, and it doesn't last as long as this does, and there's no thought that, you know, just what they do send you is enough to keep you going for a really long time, so you don't even really have to change it out that much. So there's another thing, it just saves you in that time. Just having an ink subscription, I would recommend for sure. Now, I think my next discussion will be on either my inventory or an end of the year 2024 thing, where I kind of just go through what I bought, what I built, you know, with decks, how many sales I made this year. Now, I really wasn't doing it crazy, and I've really just got to where I'm making sales. But yeah, we'll we'll have an end of the year thing that I'm gonna go with. That'll probably be next, just so we can get 2024 out the door, and we don't. 2024 was pretty great actually for me, and had a lot of great things. But 2025 is going to be where it's at, I think, for me, in terms of gearing up for this business. We got things we really are excited about doing. We got channels we're doing. We got our business we're doing. Work. We're busy people. So we'll do that, and then I think after the 2024 discussion, we'll probably follow that up with 2024 discussion. We'll probably follow that up with the community discussion, and then as far as that goes after, it's mainly going to be community discussion. Now, I know I've been doing a lot of pack openings, and that's mainly what I've been doing, but just me getting comfortable in front of the camera, opening things, enjoying the magic. I'll still do pack openings. I'll open basically everything that I can on camera, but just because I like to, I think it's fun, and I've had fun doing it so far. But we'll have a separate thing that we're doing now. Maybe the pack openings will slow down as far as like me opening it, and then because I want to do a weekly digest channel where I basically just go through the main hitters of what I have been hearing, what I've been hearing has been moving, things that have not only moved once but moved again. So maybe they even have one more move, but that would be it. I think once you get a second move out of a card, I think you're pretty good to sell after that. But then again, it can spike to the roof. You don't know. Getting out on a good note is always where you want to be. And you always want to try to leave on as little as a bad note as you can. But like I said, that's what we're going to be getting into. I don't have anything else for you guys. This was Magic the Gathering Digest. I am Brandon. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.